Check it out. It's a new delivery from Ami Ami. What could it be? I got a general idea. I've also got a little something to help me with removing the package. See, I'm going to be using this model kit stuff to cut things. Make it a little bit easier. Just opening up a newer X-Acto knife. There we go. How's that for professional? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Or don't. There we go. Please handle with care. Tell you a little story about that one day. Okay. You know, I'm not crazy about the extras, but it's nice that they do it. You know, there you go. This one's a little different. I'm not sure if these are AI pictures. They might be. But, you know, it's a pleasant picture. You know, pleasant looking characters. Cute. What's this here? We hope your order arrived safely. That's customer service. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is exactly what I think it is. Kamen Rider #1, Ichigo Takashi Hongo, or Takshi Hongo, as some would say. And a surprise! You can't have Rider 1 without Cyclone! It's his motorbike. So let's take a look at these here. So we got this bike. That's cool. It's got Rider 1. But it has Rider 1 in his original form, too, with the black mask. You know, he's got many upgrades. More powerful versions, because, you know, we often see new riders have transformations. His upgrades come from his different versions. That's what I always like to see. Or say. In the manga, they kind of hint at that, too. Actually, they're pretty direct about it being just what you'd expect. Which, you know, is nice because normally you don't get what you'd expect on the back of these boxes. Showing you everything that you're getting here. Very nice, right out of the TV show pose over there. And there's Rider 2 with him. You want to know how you can tell the difference between Rider 1 and Rider 2? I'm going to give you a little secret. Rider 1, especially when they're in these racer uniforms, has silver gloves. Rider 2 has red gloves. I think Rider 2 is a little shorter, too. So, we'll take a look at the box for the Kamen Rider. There he is. It looks like they put a little bit of effort into this pose. I like the one in the foreground and stuff like that. Nice there. It looks like he's got a cloth scarf there. But we'll get more into that as we open it. So first, we're going to open this one. These ones are usually pretty easy to open, because I've had Kamen Rider figures. We might do a comparison video later, because with the amount of Kamen Riders I have, you know, doing too many comparisons is going to make the video like 40 minutes. Not that I mind that. I mean, I actually like long form videos, because they're nice to watch as full shows. And I often make these videos for myself and my friends. Mostly to say, hey, check out this new action figure I got. Or this video game that I'm currently playing. And if everyone else or anyone else likes it, then that's cool. Just gonna get this here. Oh, you were supposed to use this. Let's pluck him and see if he's ripe. That's Larry from the Three Stooges. Doesn't sound like him, but he said that. Or the all famous, I'll give you another Larry line next time. That's a nice inside of that box. Has a nice inside of box smell. Check it out there. I like that dark prelude to the character. That, already, that's looking way cooler than the original. See, one of the reasons I got this is because the Rider one I have has a design flaw with the neck, where the head just won't stay in place. It can, you can make it stay, but it just keeps popping out, you know? So let's take a look at this. First of all, geez, I mean, compared to other things, sure, you don't get different faces. There's a way to switch faces with him. I'll show you that later. But you do get all those hands. And you get a plastic scarf and a cloth scarf. What's that over there? We'll figure out that soon. These are replacement antenna. Those things fall off. I was really hoping that they wouldn't like make the antenna the same way they did before, but it looks like they did. Let's see if there are any improvements. We might bring over the other Rider. I know I said I wasn't going to compare, but what I meant was I wasn't going to compare all the Kamen Riders in this video. Maybe to the Rider one that I have of this kind, because I have several Rider ones. We'll just open up the stand first. That's a pretty slick looking stand. Reflective. Oh, you can see me. Hi. How you doing? Okay. Ooh, and they all fall down. Was expecting that. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Face plant. Oh, and the antennas didn't fly. Oh, they look like they will fly off. But that head, it looks like it's pretty secure. Yeah. Okay. Let's take off these, whatchamacallit, protective ones here. The plastic. That's so the paint or whatever won't come off. Feels like they put powder on it. That's another thing they can do to protect it. Yeah, that's Kamen Rider. I'm not sure, but do those eyes look a little smaller than usual to you? Looks a little more bulbous on the camera here, but you know, maybe it's just my eyes. I think the helmet seems a little bigger. He seems a little buffer than the other Kamen Rider. We'll have to complain it. Complain it. So yeah, I like the paint job. It's got that like natural weathered green look. The suit doesn't look as beat up as the other action figure. I mean, in the show, the suit got pretty beat up. You know, they had to replace it a couple times. It's got those silver gloves. This is the costume that he got later on. I believe after... I'll have to go back and watch this. It's been a while since I've seen the first series. But after Rider 2 had come in, and then Rider 1 had come back, and he had, like, this costume when he was back permanently. Because Rider 2 had, like, a version of Rider 1's costume, the one with the black helmet type thing. You know, like that. Anyways, so let's check out the articulation. Left, right. I'm not going to risk doing 360 because he doesn't really need to. I can't really go that far back, but he can do kind of a nod. That's okay. Arm up. Ooh, it's a little tight. You got to be careful with these figures. You don't want it, especially with small joints like this. It does a full 360. Goes up about that high. Bicep curl like that. Ooh, all the way in. Look at that. Like someone's twisting his arm. His fist goes like this. Full 360, of course. He looks to seem to have a forearm twist, or is that just his... No, that's the whole forearm. So that's cool. You don't often get the forearm twist. Yeah, it seems to go 360. There we go. That's cool. That's going to help with posing. Let's see one of the most important ones for posing. You see, I'll show you that later. So you got the arm there. Obviously, the other arm's the same thing. He's got the waist. Goes like that. Back like that. Not bad. He's got a bit of an ab crunch at the top. That's cool when they have that. Leg goes up like that. I think you can shift the belt a bit. Looks like you can, but I'm going to have to work it in, which I'm not going to do on this video. Everybody knows about that. You can go splits about that far. There's no pull down. He's got the thigh swivel joint. Again, this seems very tight, which is typical for new figures. Knee goes back. Ooh, all the way back like that. That's pretty good. Usually when they're like that, you get like some sort of like cut in the back of the thigh, but it doesn't. It looks more natural. Obviously with the knee, you can see that there, and there's no double joint for the knee. Or maybe there is. There is, but it's under there. It doesn't cover very well. I guess it covers when he's standing, but, you know. Based on what it looks like, nope, you don't have a swivel for the boot there. But you do have it going like that. And then the toe joint seems to go up. That way he can kind of do this thing, you know? You know? If he's going to run, or if he's going to, like, be in some kind of, like, fighting pose, which he's going to be a lot of. Trying to be careful here, because I don't want his antenna popping off. So, I'll make sure to keep an eye on the camera, so we can see what's going on. But, yeah, let's take a full 360 view of them there. It's nice and reflective there. That is looking really cool. I don't know, it's, it may be difficult to see here, because when I'm looking on the camera here, it doesn't look as, like real material, you know? It looks like the material that he wears. In that kind of green. It looks more saturated here, but in real life, it looks a little more dusty and faded out. Like 70s, 60s, sort of, science fiction, you know? Tokusatsu, you know, that kind of thing, which is what he is, you know? It's got that creepy look to it, you know, which I like. Or eerie. Eerie would be the word. I think the word creepy is overused. They usually don't mean that. Let's see how he's weighted. He feels heavier than the last figure. Oh, he stands pretty well. And I didn't even put effort into positioning him. That's pretty good. We'll take a look at his hands. We may or may not switch them. We've got, let's get really close at that there. There, fist hand. It's a little out of focus there. Open palm for the rider pose, or a chop. Grabby hand. Obviously, they've got two of each of these. Pointing finger. For pointing and for, I don't know, another grabby hand. And a weapon holding hand. The other one that I had, he came with weapons, now that I remember. Yeah, he had a couple weapons, I think. But I know that my Shocker figure also had a Shocker Combat Man, also had some weapons. So, you know, who knows, some of them came from him, and some of them didn't. And we'll see what this is here. What is this? Is it like a replacement knee? Or thigh or something? Oh, wait, is this supposed to be the time he broke his leg? No. That'd be hilarious. I'm not sure what this is, actually. We'll figure it out. We'll go in and we'll check the instructions and we'll read that. Oh, and here we are. Not 2 scarves, but 3 scarves if you count the one. One flowing and one down. This one's got a wire in it. I think I remember one version of the Kamen Rider that I had this. So they added it. This is, it's very satisfying, this one here. I like it a lot. I'm quite happy. You know, he's obviously one of my favorite series, my favorite character from the series. And it's tough. There are a lot of good ones, you know. That's, if you're a fan, even if you've got the old one, get this one because it's, it's better. It makes all the improvements you need. Definitely. If you're not a fan and you have the other one, then why the hell are you buying these figures then? Maybe because they look cool. In that case, buy it for sure. So we're going to open up the bike now. See, when there's no complaints, there's a lot less to say. And when things are new, there's a lot more to say. But with something like this, where it is new, but it's a remake of the old figure re-release, there's even less to say. So we might bring a little more info there afterwards, but we got the bike here. So we got to keep the other one a little more not overdoing it. That looks cool. Again, geez, that like retro toy paint look. It's like almost yellow, very 70s look. Looks like the same like color as like an old Star Wars toy. Before they became stupid, like a lot of shows. Oh, holy crap. The bike comes with Rider 2 gloves as well. That's nice. All right. I wonder if, so Rider 1 and Rider 2. That's cool that you get extra. Okay. And it comes with the wings there. I really like this bike. This is my first vehicle for, like, serious figure collecting. I've had a couple when I was a kid. I had the Ecto one, and I don't remember. Oh, plenty of G.I. Joe ones. Jeez, a lot of those. Yeah. Obviously, Transformers. These fall out pretty easily. But let's go here. Take these out. Another scarf. So if you lose it, there you go. Even more gloves. Jeez. You're not going to run out of hands. It'd be nice if they did something else other than this. But I guess, oh, I lost the hands that can grip things. These can grip the bike. There you go. That's cool that you get Rider 1 and Rider 2. That way, if you get this bike twice, you can put them both on it. I pre-ordered Rider 2 as well. Because I only had like a smaller, crappier version of Rider 2. I got it at a thrift store in Japan. But let's take a look at this. First, you know what? I see that. That's a stand there. That's nice. So let's take a close look at that. Okay. Great paint job. It's plastic. It looks like a toy, but it also looks good. It has decent articulation, what you would expect for the bike. The wheels spin. What, does this go up? Yeah, it does. The brake goes up. All right. This, no, it doesn't really turn. But what do you expect? I expect it to turn. It doesn't really do much for the price, but it looks pretty cool. And it's nice to have the Rider Cyclone bike. Let's put the wings on there. How do they go? Should be pretty obvious. Oh, yeah, of course. Remember the show, dude. Remember the show, even though it's the first show. I've been going through the original Showa era shows of Kamen Rider, and I watched a bit of Himitsu Go Ranger, the first Power Rangers, or Super Sentai. It's supposed to be 5 Kamen Riders originally. But anyways, I've made it to near the end of Sky Rider. I've also been trying to watch the movies and specials, but, they don't always tell you which ones you're supposed to watch, so you got to do a bit of research for that. But I say it's worth it. Once I finish the original, I will watch, and I've read the comic too, and once my friend reads the comic that I lent to him, I will watch the Shin Kamen Rider, because it's supposed to be based on the manga. That's pretty cool. Poses pretty well. Let's put them on there, and we will change some gloves. It feels less likely to break. The other one felt even. You see how tiny that is? Yeah, worried about that. When I say, oh, They come with an extra joint. I'm not sure why. This one should give you lots of extra joints. I guess maybe I could cannibalize the other one if something happened to this one, but who'd want that crappy joint? This is Tamashi Nation, so is that Fig Arts or Figuarts? Whatever they call it. Figuarts. I know you want to say Fig Arts, but it's Figuarts, like figure arts. You know? They didn't really think when they made that name. Lately, the Fig Arts have not been that great. I did a review of Tsunade from Naruto. I stopped watching that series a long time ago, but I like a couple of the characters. She's one of them. So I might post that soon. I was a little disappointed in that figure, so I'm not as motivated to post that review. But, it's nice to at least tell people. This, however, I'm telling you, they did a pretty great job. It's definitely feels improved over the other. Not like stuff that you can, really point out. It's overall like shape or like posability is about the same. It feels newer, quality-wise. Where's that other hand? The bike grip hand. Where is it? Yeah, it definitely feels newer. Like, even though the other one I bought new, this one feels newer. I'm just going to put this hand on so we can grip the bike, We gotta have him there. I guess a better word would be higher quality. The plastic feels higher quality. The build quality feels higher quality. The paint job feels higher quality. But it's not like, oh, he suddenly got an extra joint or whatever, or an extra this, and there we go, the antennas. They're starting to fall off. They seem to be a little more secure than the other ones, too. I think the other one I bought was, whatchamacallit, it was old, but it was new, because it was sealed, and it looked pretty new, had the plastic and everything. So, this is, yeah, I really like the quality of this thing. Oh, yeah, what I was going to tell you before. If it's the same, it'll be a little tough. I might not be able to do it now. But you can actually take these off and shift them. The chess pieces. Let's see if we can get that going. Let's see, you shift it, and then you'll be able to, like, bring his arm in more so we can do that, like, rider pose. Might be in the instructions there. You know what? I might as well look this up first, because I don't want to try and shift this one and then break it. So let's put him on the bike. No, that's V3. V3 is my second favorite rider, and no other rider replaced him. My first favorite rider is Rider 1. Takashi Hongo Takashi. Yeah, there we go. Now I see why. Why this works for that. Yeah. Well, we'll just leave it like that for now. Makes the bike sound, and then he's like, Rider crash. That is pretty sweet. That's see, yeah, it seems to pose even without this dealie. It's like you don't need this. But, you can have it if you want. A little more upright that way. Maybe I can, like, take a, one of those, like, standy arms. Hold it like that so he looks like he's riding up. I think he did a move like this in the show and in the manga. I know he did it for sure in the manga where he was up like that and he's, like, running the wheel against the monster. And then he, like, goes through it. Yeah, that again reminds me of the Ultraman battle. This is going to be fun to pose. Certain figures are cool. The statues and stuff, they're nice. Oh, it's got shock absorbers on it. Nice. That just increased the the appeal. You know, I'm gonna bring the other Rider 1 figure. I'm gonna do a little comparison. And here we are back again. That's just me. The royal we. Anyways, here's the other Rider 1. What did I tell you about the head? See how easily that came off? But if you see that there, you think that there. I'm telling you, see, and you're not looking. Or I'm not showing it. You think that little hole there, that must be where that goes. No. You see the chin? You see that area there at the bottom of the chin? Let's get there. That is where you put that. That goes in there, but it doesn't stick. And then you kind of push it against it, and there you go. And of course, like I said before, he's not bigger. He doesn't really look bigger. I think he's about the same size. Definitely, yeah, he just looks different here. If you saw him, they're the same size. I just don't want to take him off the bike. Looks, more faded. This one looks more saturated. I kind of like both in a way. Helmet does look a little different, but I wouldn't say the eyes are smaller. In some ways, I think I like the eyes better on this one. Let's take them off here. Do a serious comparison. That head falling off thing, that is a major flaw. That brings the new one up. But, I actually do like the, I had him posed there, except he moved, so, as I grabbed him. I do like the saturated color from here. The green pops more. It's hard to see in this lighting. I do like this faded color, too. Seems more accurate to the show. They look different heights, but they're not because he's posing. I will say, I like the eyes that are like this. That are kind of like, they look like actual, bike lenses. That's kind of like the headlights for the bikes, They kind of have that, design in there. It's supposed to be like that, like a bug face, motorcycle helmet, mixed with headlights. It gives the racing motif. He's a racer, before, he became Kamen Rider. This one, though, has a little more of that headlight feel to it. This one looks more faded. It doesn't look as, translucent. It still looks good, like they're bright, like the lights are on. The lights are off. You know what I mean? It'd be nice if they lit up. That'd be cool. I don't remember if he did that in the show. Tell me in the comments, and I'll ignore it. This is cool. His belt there. Not sure if you can take this one off. I don't think you can. If you did, you'd be breaking it. This, what I told you before. The chest pieces, they move. I don't want that to fall off. See, this one, everything seems about the same. But, again, this seems, flimsier. And not because it's older. I think it's the design that makes it like that. And that kind of proves it. These, if you push them, see? We'll leave that off. These move. Let's go there. Pull these back so they don't get in the way. This I know for sure moves. They've come off before. See that? You see that? Very subtle. You can shift them around. Okay? You shift them around. You move them to the side. You shift this one here. You shift this one there. And then suddenly you're closer to being able to, bring an inward pose. You could even take them off. See? They come off. I don't want to take the other ones off if they do come off. It'll be a lot easier to shift them if you take them off, but I don't want to do that now. This, I think, is supposed to be the thing that shifts them. There's a little extra articulation. I will eventually work the other one in, and when I get Rider 2, I'll be able to compare that. Maybe I'll work that one in too afterwards when I do the big comparison of all the other Rider figures I've got. Put them all together. I was originally planning to do a major. I think I actually recorded a big Rider review. Again, that might be on the old computer. I think I did. I recorded a review for all of them, like the old Kinnikuman one from my old channel. So we're gonna have to like post that one up. I like it. It's worth keeping the old one if you've got it. But if you're going for authenticity and better quality, definitely get the newer one. Of course, it's going to be more affordable, the newer one, because that's how it is with these things. Those damn scalpers that I will never approve of, and nobody likes them. They should just go away, especially the ones that do this. They keep it for like 7 years, and they don't lower the price. Oh boy, we're not going to get into that one now. But here's a little fun thing that you can do with the bike that you probably knew you could do. We're going to take this Kasumi, very rare Dead or Alive figure. Rare is in the fact that they don't make too many posable Dead or Alive figures. Good ones either. I think this one is Figma. This one poses pretty well. They don't skimp on the T and A, you know, which, you know, it's kind of stupid when they do because you obviously know that's a big selling point. Should have brought her other loincloth here, you would call it, or part of the dress, or gi or kunoichi outfit. There's a word for it, but I'll figure it out later. So she can sit on the bike. You know, it's something more like Ayane would do. There we go. So you don't have to put them on there. You can put them on there. Oh, she's going to be on this bike. She's got to be down like that. That's the rule of the girl characters. Just totally. And then Ryder is like, oh, I could, you know what I could do? I could put the red gloves on here and make this guy Ryder too. Just until I get a good Ryder too. You know, I have another one, but he's a little smaller. And he's good, you know, for something there. You know, she kind of shows up, helps him out, and he's like, is that a girl? And then she's like, you know, you think she's going to be all like, you know, oh, what were you expecting? Or a girl can fight too. And it's like, no, Kasumi doesn't do that. You know, she's not that type, you know. She'll let her actions speak for it, and she's not gonna act like a dude, you know. Not the false strength that we see in many Western characters, where they're all bitter and angry and lacking in the TNA. Yeah, that's a nice pose. I might actually keep her on this bike. Really get in there and get a nice pose. I'll get her other cloth there. Be cool if I had the grabby arm or the standy, you know, just get in there. I'll have to get her her hands to kind of grab that. That keeps coming off. Not sure I'm a fan of that. I'm not gonna glue it together, but I might put something in there to stick it better, or maybe I'll just see. That's plastic and that's glass, like, you know, the windshield. I don't want any of that to break. Definitely feels, it's hefty enough. It feels like a toy. It's just a step up from like a regular toy, though. I mean, like the type of bikes you would have in the past. I was expecting these wheels to feel or look a little more metal. To actually be metal, that'd be freaking nice. But that is pretty awesome. And she looks pretty good. I may actually bring out this Rider bike, the Cyclone, for every figure review I do that can look like it can fit it. You know, put Tony the Tiger on there. You know, ride him around. Hey, baby, how about you? Not just kidding. Tachi Hongo doesn't chase. They go after him. There we go. So yeah, it's Kamen Rider #1 re-release from Tamashi Nations, I believe, which is, I think it's Big Arts. I think it's the same company. It's good. If you get it, like I said, if you want it. If you like the old one and you have it, get this one. It's a nice replacement for the flaws the other one has. If you don't have it, definitely get it. And, if you just like the design, also get it. If you can't afford it, well, you got to do what you got to do. So for now, I'll say, catch you later.